Hi guys, this is Raghav from Headphone Zone. The Moondrop Chu II, easily one of the most exciting releases in recent times, especially in the budget segment. I don't think any other IEM has got the kind of hype that the Moondrop Chu II has had, and it's for good reason because it's succeeding the very important IEM, the Moondrop Chu I, which when it released was an absolute beauty. Everyone was talking about it, but the Chu II is an improvement in virtually every way to the Chu I. In today's video, we are almost anticipating the number of people who are going to be talking to us, calling us up, messaging us, asking for a comparison between the new Moondrop Chu II to the very popular segment leader right now, the 7Hz Salnotes Zero. And they're similarly priced at less than 2,000 rupees. And it's so similar in so many ways. They've both gone for a slightly neutral sound signature, which is very well balanced. Audiophiles absolutely swear by both the Moondrop Chu II as well as the Salnotes Zero. So just so that we are able to make the choice a little bit easier or a little bit harder, we thought we'd do this comparison video talking about both the similarities and the differences between the brand new Moondrop Chu II and the very popular 7Hz Salnotes Zero. Alright, let's talk about the design of the 7Hz Salnotes Zero versus the Moondrop Chu. That makes for a very easy comparison because in this department they're actually quite different. The 7Hz Salnotes Zero has got a more of an edgy avant-garde design. You can see all the straight lines and edges. It still makes for a very comfortable listen. So I'm not taking anything away from it as far as comfort is concerned. And the Moondrop Chu II is a lot more organic, rounded, kind of feels a little bit more smoother to wear. And again, very comfortable to wear. It's almost universal. I don't think I've heard anyone complain about the fact that the Moondrop Chu's comfort is anything less than perfect for their ears. But they're going for slightly different user materials. The Moondrop Chu II uses metal, so the build quality has to be absolutely superb. It's a very durable looking IEM for sure. I wouldn't worry about these going bad under even the roughest of use. The 7Hz Salnotes Zero, of course, still uses a hard plastic. It almost feels like an acrylic shell. So while the build quality on the 7Hz Salnotes Zero should be good, only the faceplate is metallic, the rest of the body is still plastic. So maybe you get a little bit of a win in the durability and design department with the Moondrop Chu II. The other thing that I will say though, I think is a superb design element added to the Moondrop Chu II is the fact that the filters are removable and replaceable. And I think that's a very nice touch for entry-level IEMs, because with the Moondrop Chu I, you had a lot of people who would find that in moist environments with water around, the sponge on the filter would typically get clogged, leading to a channel imbalance. But the Moondrop Chu II takes that feedback and then adds the removable filter, so you can pretty much just screw it off and clean it with a brush or with a small little cloth, and it becomes as good as brand new. I think that really goes a long way in increasing the durability and the longevity of the IEM. It allows you to use it for a long time without having to worry about cleaning it out and removing filters and stuff like that. With the 7Hz Salnotes Zero, you can't do that. But you can't do that really with any other IEM in this entry-level segment to begin with. So I think the Moondrop Chu II gets a +1 in that department for adding in some really thoughtful designs that I think goes a long way in using these for a long-term user. In the box, both of them come with detachable cables, which I think is a really nice touch to have. The Moondrop Chu I didn't have that, but the Chu II and the 7Hz Salnotes Zero both have detachable cables. It allows you to upgrade them to using it with any other balanced cable that's out there in the market. As long as it's got a 2-pin connector, it works great with both of them. The Chu doesn't come with an inline microphone, which if something like that is important to you, the 7Hz Salnotes Zero definitely does come with a bunch of different variants with mic and without mic. So you should definitely look at that as an option if that's an important feature. Notably, the 7Hz Salnotes Zero also comes along with the Type-C variant, which I think is very important to a lot of people these days who don't have a 3.5mm output in the phones. So you'll find that 7Hz is pretty much the only brand at this price point which has a variant with a Type-C connector. The Moondrop Chu II, you'd still need to get yourself an adapter or a dedicated dongle DAC to use along with your Type-C phone or your iPhone if you plan on using it with that, and the 3.5mm output on the dedicated dongle DAC should work absolutely fine with the Moondrop Chu II. In the box, the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero comes with 5 different pairs of ear tips. The Moondrop Chu only comes with 3 pairs of ear tips, but what the Chu II does give you is a very, very nice soft leather carry case, which I think is a beautiful design case, and for the price, I think it's super convenient to use, so definitely check that out if you'd like a nice carry case to go with your earphones. And now, probably the part that you've all been waiting for, which is to talk about the sound comparison between the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero and the Moondrop Chu II. It's a tricky one. When the Moondrop Chu I came out, it was a very, very neutral sounding IEM, almost unlike anything else that we had seen at this price point. Audiophiles absolutely loved it. It kind of reinforced this idea that you don't have to pay for tuning. At even less than 2,000 rupees, you could get a very neutral sounding, well-tuned IEM. But it didn't have the bass that a lot of people were looking for. People just wanted a slightly meaner, fuller sounding IEM to make almost all kinds of music that you throw at it sound full and energetic and fun. The 7-Hz Salnotes Zero did that. Had a little bit more bass while still meeting the overall reference tuning that 7-Hz was going for. Keep in mind that the Salnotes Zero was tuned by Clinical. It was the first time a collaboration like that had been seen, where a YouTube reviewer used his own learnings and references to tune an IEM at this price point. So absolutely everybody in the audiophile community hailed the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero as now the best sounding IEM at the 2,000 rupee price point, because it had all the stuff that we love from the Chu I, but with a little bit more bass. But now the Chu II has done one even better. It's got a little bit more bass than the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero, and therefore sounds more energetic, more fun. And I think that there used to be a certain shoutiness that people would remember with the Moondrop Chu I that absolutely goes away with the Chu II. So it's a tough comparison, guys. I don't really think that there is a winner and a loser in this comparison. I think the Salnotes Zero is still one of the most neutral sounding IEMs that's out there in this price point. And the Moondrop Chu II is an improvement with the bass. It's just a little bit more fuller, a little bit more energetic. And I think as a result of that, the mid-range really sounds more detailed on the Moondrop Chu II. Can I still call this a neutral sounding IEM? I think it's a little bit more than just neutral. It's neutral plus a little bit more fun in the bass department. But I think when you compare this to all the other IEMs which are out there, especially IEMs that I would describe as V-shaped, the Chu II is much closer to the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero, and it's still, I would say, a great reference point to have at this price segment. So I don't know if I can pick a favorite between the two. I think personally there is other reasons for you to kind of pick between the 7-Hz Salnotes Zero and the Moondrop Chu II, but if you were to compare them only on the basis of sound, I would still say that they're both absolute winners at this price segment. All right, I hope you found that comparison between these two useful, and see you in the next video.